Right, hello guys. Another day, another video, another project. This is the 505, 503, sorry, that I've repaired. When I've done the video on the test of the 503 repaired, I didn't have the fence to put on. I've placed these two fans on it, arrived from China yesterday, so I decided to do a video on the mode with the fans and show you what happened to that linear inside and so on. As you can see, the fans, they're not wired at the back. I've wired it straight into the linear. The fans, they're attached with a zip tie, so I've drilled holes on the heatsink on the blade close to it and the power cables run with a bit of heat shrink on the power cables of the fans, so it doesn't get damaged, because after you drill the aluminium it gets really sharp. So I've placed a bit of heat shrink, but as you can see, the linear is plugged on and the fans, they're not running. But now if you click the power, they engage. a simple mod, a simple connection. I'll open up the linear and I've explained. First of all, I'm going to explain why I chose these fans. They're low RPM, they're brushless, no noise. You do get a bit of noise from them, but not as loud as other fans. They're low RPM, brushless. I'll put a link on the description of the fans that I bought, because they're low RPM. They're enough to cool down. You don't need a lot of RPM to cool down the linear. A breeze that you get off of the fans is enough. As I showed you, it's attached to the blades of the heatsink with zip ties. And now let's open the linear, show you how to connect the fans. It's already tested. I've already tested. It's got it's not affecting transmission or putting noise into the transmission. I'll open up the linear and explain you where to wire it. Hold on a second. Right, this part is for Gibo, to show it what I've done to the linear. Let me turn it around. You can see the scorch marks of components that Gibo burnt. The mods that I've done, because unfortunately he's he's a bit dangerous on the linears. He had three supports for fuses in here, which every time he blew the fuses he would pass wires. He ended up arcing the wires, and you can see scorch marks or burn marks on the relay. I've removed the two of them. They're completely melted, the fuse holders, and I've modded this one to attach blade fuse, so the blade fuse will come out and go in again. I've got a 40M fuse, but this needs to be changed for 30 or 35. 30 would be ideal, because it's what the manufacturer tells you that it draws. And as you can see, I've drilled a side hole on the heatsink to pass the cable to feed the fans, and I've placed a bit of heat shrink to protect it. Components burnt. It was these two capacitors next to the combiners. They were rated at 500 volts. I've replaced them with a kilovolt ones. This resistor was you can see the scorch marks, the burn marks of the resistor. The resistor it was 2 watts only. It was completely burned down. On this capacitors, there was only the legs. That's why I've replaced for a kilowatt. He also burnt this, and this. I've replaced it. I didn't add one kilovolt, so I've placed the 50-volt ones. They come on the schematics. I'm not going to show you the board underneath because I would have to remove it. It's completely brown. All the finals, they've been removed and replaced by new ones. You can see the new final soldered in there. They were replaced by originals. And now I'm going to show you how I wired the fans. So the negative, it's down to that pin on the motherboard on the board. So all this track is negative, and the positive, I went to get it from the power switch of the Linear, the pin underneath, not the top one. The top one is constant. It breaks the contact with the bottom. So the 12 volts positive of the fans, they're going to be connected to the switch, so they're on and off. And that's it. Video is finished. Don't ask me what this is for. If you watch my videos, you already know. Okay. But basically, is to provide ground at home, and to provide ground to the Linear in the car. You should provide ground to the transmitting equipment, especially me that uses mag mounts. And that's it. A good view inside the Linear. The fuse mode is easily done by squeezing the terminals of the old fuse holder and placing a tie wrap to give a bit of compression, and just stick a blade fuse, a normal blade fuse on it. The fuse, I got to replace it because it was only to test the Linear, so for safety it's a 30 amp fuse, remember. And that's it. I think it was wired neatly. The fans, they're a nice color. I quite enjoy the fans, and you've heard them. They don't produce a lot of noise. I've done this because most of us wire the fans to the Linear socket, power socket, and they run 24/7. Especially in my car, I've got the wire straight to the battery, and this way you can turn it off, and the fans, they're not going to keep on draining your battery. Even though I believe, I'm not sure, I'll check the specs, they only draw a decim of an amp, so very low current drawn by them. But as you can see, silent. You don't need a lot of power from the fans to cool it down. A breeze is enough. So I chose this low RPM fans just to provide a breeze. Why did I put 2? Because on this Linear, the nine finals, they run across the Linear, so having one fan, you're only going to cool down 20 or 30% of the surface. It's not like a peel Linear would have the peels around here, and this one is got from this side out to this side. So there's 9 finals, 1 driving 8. So 2 fans will provide a better cooling. Right, I've done the video. Take care. The ones that watch the Coyote videos, thank you very much for watching and subscribing. And that's it for now. Take care. 73.